Gamers, we are back with some Binding of Isaac. Feels good, man. What are we with, like 7 wins in a row? 8 wins in a row. That's a lot of pressure for a beast like me. I'm not sure I'm ready for all that. 1 second. Let me make sure the audio's coming through crystal clear. Seems good, and good to be back, y'all. Feels good to be back. As you can tell, I'm recording this right after participating in the World Sevens Rugby Championship, and you could just look up how Canada did to see what the results. That's a joke about the fact that I'm wearing a rugby shirt. I mean, do you think there was a time in history when the first non-polo player wore a polo shirt and the polo heads went, "What the heck? You can't do that." I think the cat's out of the bag at this point, bro. Hold on. That's actually amazing. I mean, like, the polo shirt gotta be... It's either polo shirt or basketball shorts have to be the so-called sporting attire worn by the highest percentage of people who are not presently playing that sport, I would say. By the way, can I say something before you get mad for no reason? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, bro. I mean, I wear a t-shirt now and then, and I don't even drink that stuff, bro. I'm more of a coffee guy, to be honest with you. Just the way I'm built, I'm afraid. I want to take a peek further ahead, but we're going to go back for that eternal heart. Don't even sweat it. Basketball shorts, I think a lot of it will depend on your demo, too, because to be honest, like, I'm not really seeing that many basketball shorts in my day-to-day life, but surely I know that they exist. But I am seeing a fair amount of polo shirts in my day-to-day, sometimes even when I look into the mirror. Let's just see what's going on. I'm not going to forget. I know you're saying he's going to forget. I'm literally not going to forget. An elephant never forgets, bro. So all I have to do is be like an elephant. Not really. I think I could go... That's about as close as I could get. As elephantine as I could possess. Or mimic the behavior thereof. See, I told you, I'm not going to forget. Save the guys, probably, save the guys, ride we could do this. You know, save a horse, ride a cowboy? Save the guys, use a perth throw. Something like that. Banner, banner, banner. Save the guys, use a perth throw. Could actually work, man. I'm not gonna do the whole parody because it's just, I mean, it's not 2013 YouTube. And I know that A, because I lived through it, and B, because my daughter loves to listen to Minecraft parody songs right now, unfortunately. To be honest with you, I would take a chance on this one. I buy a key just to make sure we're not screwed out of having a key on the next floor. We could have also kept... because our arcade chance is still high, now that I think about it. It has to be over 5 cents to spawn an arcade, not 15. So I played a few other games in the meantime. I want to hedge my bets here. Blow that up, then blow this up, and then blow that up. I really think that would have gotten it if it were there. So it must be elsewhere. I can live with that. And then I never thought I'd say this. I would love if you gave me a curse right now so I could feel like I productively used my Dagaz rune. Not a curse. Honestly, I use it so that we can go into and out of this room without having to backtrack. That saved me some time, which in many ways the most important resource of all, because it's the only one outside of that one movie that I always get confused with. So there's 2 movies that are called In/About Time, and I can never remember which one's which. Possibly because I don't think I've seen all of either of them, but I know that in one of them it has Justin Timberlake, and you have your remaining lifespan displayed in a device on your wrist. Why would you walk into it, bro? Target fixation, it's that simple, look it up. I think it's because, isn't that the same reason, like I walked into it because I was looking at it, right? That's the same reason that, like, when you pass someone while you're driving, it always seems like they're getting closer to the center line and they're gonna cut you off as soon as you go by them. Here I thought it was just because people were taking personal offense to it. Maybe that's because I live in Vancouver, though. That might be a little bit more. Did I not go into this? Am I freaking out? Did I not go in here? Maybe I'm blacking out right now. Well worth it. Plus, I'll promise you one thing. There's no way we're taking damage from that. I'm the master of diagonal walking. That's a tears up. Actually, 2 friends to the end for 2 bombs is a horrible trade, but it could be worse. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. It doesn't really matter all that much. What do we want? I think we definitely want that in case we come across an arcade. Long story short, I'm chilling. You may see me hydrate throughout the video a little bit here. I'm still sick, I guess, in the sense that I'm symptomatic. I have a hoarse voice, to which I know you're going to say something pithy, probably something like nay. But it's true. It's true, Captain. There might be options. Doesn't that give... Every time you complete a room, you get 1 of 2 consumable packages to pick up or something like that? Sounds right to a fella like me. But I'm otherwise A-okay. And to be honest with you, having like a young kid, basically in the wintertime, in the spring and the summer and part of the autumn, you can sort of fall back on earlier rules of thumb. I think that worked. About illness. Like if you're the type of person that got sick like once a year, you probably get sick maybe once over the course of those seasons. If you got sick more often, you're probably going to get sick around that time. But I would say that from about American Thanksgiving, I just stood still, man. From about American Thanksgiving through to maybe Easter, maybe Memorial Day, which is in the middle of May for those of you outside of the United States. I should be referring to it as May 2-4 to maintain our cultural sovereignty. So from, oh, very nice. From the middle of November, from about Remembrance Day till the Victoria Day weekend in Canada, just expect to have a little bit, like 1 symptom at a time, but not actually be so sick that anyone will be sympathetic towards your plight. You pretty much, I remember my brother-in-law, I was complaining about how much I was getting sick when our kid was like 2. And he was like, oh yeah, you should get used to it. I would say about 1 in 3 days for the rest of your life, you'll have a runny nose. And I'm telling you, I don't know if the number, I don't know if he put a rigorous amount of analysis into that. And I think it's not quite right, but it's not quite wrong either. Let's put it that way. You know what the play is here? With Bloody Penny, we would be remiss if we didn't save all the money on the ground and use that to finance our play of the self-sacrifice room. At which point we can guarantee deals with the angel with full D6 charges so we can reroll the key piece into something useful. And Bob's your uncle. We got a really strong lead on starting to talk about maybe 9 wins in a row. So it's Tuesday today. Leave the coin. Well, maybe grab the heart when you play the self-sacrifice room. But anyway, I had a crazy weekend in this, not crazy like we got up to some shenanigans, but a crazy weekend in the sense that at the age of 5.5 years old, my daughter finally had a sleepover at Grandma and Grandpa's house, which is crazy and was awesome as well. She had a good time. We kept ourselves awake and, you know, close to the phone just in case she decided like she was too homesick, but she handled it like a trooper. That's obviously got to be a reroll, which meant that her mom and I actually got to live out shades of our old life, which is to say, we went and saw a movie that started at the witching hour of 8:20 p.m., which I'll admit, I was even like a little bit, I was like, am I the type of beast that can even stay up till 11 to watch Park Chan-wook's No Other Choice, which ended up, I mean, that stung. I'm not going to be the first person to tell you this, but well worth seeing and very, very good. Although it had the misfortune of being, in my opinion, the second best movie that I saw that day, because I also watched There Will Be Blood on the bike, which was obviously incredible. So it's like, on the average day, it would probably be, on average, the best movie you saw in a month. And a lot of people, depending on how much you like the movie or how few movies you watch, it might be the best movie you watch in like a year, but I happened to be on that Paul Thomas Anderson pack, and Anderson pack, just a little bit of double wordplay in there, because he's my favorite actor from the Trolls movies, of course. And it went fine. It went fine. Let me see for a second here. These are garbage. Any chance you just drop a battery and we reroll and get Brimstone and Mom's Knife and look like absolute legends? I'm just gonna take the cannoli, bro. Me and the Godfather. But yeah, it was nice. It was nice to go to the movie theater a little bit later at night, to be honest with you. Stayed up a little bit later. Didn't wake up at the crack of dawn on a Saturday, or on a Sunday, I should say, for basically no reason. And now we're doing the delicate balance. I will say, before I get into the delicate balance, our cats 100% thought that we did something nefarious. Because as soon as Caden and I went to bed, they were like, aren't you forgetting something? Like, they don't even really come up to the bedroom all that much anymore. Mostly, I think, because we have a 5-year-old in our bedroom making a lot of noise. So they, you know, cats, they like to have their alone time a lot of the time, especially when it comes to sleep. But they came up to the bedroom like in a tandem, like a good cop, bad cop situation, and were like, you seem to have forgotten your child somewhere. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but like, you're responsible for the life of another. And you have broken that pact by not... But then within... That's definitely a secret room, bro. I would say within 30 minutes, they were like, actually, this is kind of chill, and they just went to sleep, which is also nice. Also, and again, let me rephrase this. Parents already know what I'm talking about. Not rephrase, but, you know, at least mention it. Parents already know what I'm talking about. But if you are one of the many people online who does not have kids, which is fine and is also a personal choice, you might find yourself in a pithy mood trying to leave a comment that says something like, bro hates his kid. Not the case. I love my kid. Wouldn't change anything about our lives for all the resources in the world. That being said, also having a little bit of break to also just be not dad, but just Ryan was also nice, if I may. I don't reroll this. I don't think I reroll this. To be able to go to a restaurant, oh, Maggie's bow is healing us like crazy. This is awesome. To be able to go to a restaurant that didn't, as a necessity, have to have pasta on the menu was so nice. I was feeling so freaky, I ate a whole squid, bro. Not fried or anything. I know you're like, oh, calamari? No, bro, I had a Japanese grilled squid. Not really that exotic in the whole scheme of things, but at the same time, wasn't grilled cheese, pasta, or chicken nuggets on the menu. So I don't know if I would have gotten that opportunity anytime in the future. But like I was gonna say, now we're navigating the delicate balance of the optics of having your child sleep over at grandma's and how often we can play the grandma card. And this is not a war on grandpa thing. I'm just giving grandma a lot of the credit because grandpa's doing his best, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like grandma was kind of driving the bus on the activities and stuff like that. Grandpa coming through in the clutch to, you know, tease her a little bit or pick her up and hold her over his head for sure. And trust me, I understand how the game is played, my man. You taught me. Ah! Okay, I prefer not to die here. Well, I think we play one more time, but this has been a really good return on our investment here for sure. Do not accuse me of a war on grandpa type situation when I have not seen the film. I want to get past Tammy's head here, so I'm willing to bet pretty big on this. We lose twice, I'm leaving. That's as big as I'm willing to bet. Too rich for my blood, I'm afraid. Let's move on. Seems like a good run, though. Forgot that we had that as well. I think we're in a fantastic spot right now. We also might get angel deals from the bosses because we didn't take the devil deal because the devil deal was poop, man. I mean, if you're gonna give me poop to eat, don't be offended when my breath smells bad, bro. That's just nonsensical. So anyway, yeah, I've watched a lot of movies. I also made myself look like a fool. I failed social interactions on occasion. I think for the most part, I've gotten better at it, but there have been some critical failures on my social roles on occasion in my life. One of the worst was definitely at the movie theater this weekend, and I swear this is true. First off, I don't have a scene card, which is not like a reference to not being invited to like the indie shows or the emo shows or something like that. It's literally like a rewards program in Canada that lets you get free movies and stuff like that. Because one of our banks is also partnered with one of the biggest movie chains, and because this is Canada, I mean, we only have like 5 banks and 1 movie chain, so you can narrow it down. It's Scotiabank and Cineplex, okay? But either way, I don't have a scene card, so I have no idea if it's one of those things where like 1 point equals $1, or if like 1,000,000 points equals 10 cents. So first things first, we decide, like rational adults our age at the movie theater, we decide to get combo 1 at the movie theater. 1 drink, medium popcorn, and a candy from the top 2 rows. Now, if I had to rank them, popcorn number 1, drink number 2, candy from the top 2 rows. Sometimes just sits in the pantry for like months until someone has like a hankering. But either way, on the menu, it also said 200 scene points. And again, as someone who has no concept of what those are worth, step 1 of the interaction, I went, hey, if we order combo 1, do we get 200 scene points, or can we redeem 200 scene points to get the combo for free? And immediately bro knew he was talking to a scene points ignoramus, like a complete neophyte, a buffoon, if you will. Basically a man with no redeeming qualities. He said, you get 200 scene points. And I went, okay. So now that gave me some kind of idea of how much they're worth. It turns out 200 scene points is not worth $23 Canadian. In case you were curious, if you also wanted to start making your own, because we're starting from the same level in terms of awareness of how much these cost, or are worth, I should say. So we still ordered combo 1. And then I committed some cardinal sins. He said, what do you want for a drink? And I had already told Kate, I think I'm out on the drink, because the only diet soda they have is Diet Coke, and I don't really want to drink a full sugar soda, but I also don't want to saddle my wife with the diet just so we can both have it. So I said, why don't you choose? And then, you know, not having the order instantly ready, I felt a little aura loss from the cashier immediately. Sure, I'll take Bumbo. And keep in mind, this is after the scene points debacle to begin with, so I already know bro is like, he's going through some trauma with me. Then we paid, and he said, enjoy your show, and you already know where this is going. I did say you too. And then he said, maybe one day. And I said, that can't be the first time that's happened. And then he said, nothing after that. And I'm not saying it should have been his responsibility to say anything at all. But I realized in that moment, I was like, I screwed up. There were 3 QTEs in the conversation, and I failed every single one of the QTEs. I felt bad. You also may wonder how I found myself in no other choice. Well, it was a marital negotiation. Kate said we should go see a movie tonight. I said, is there anything you're interested in? She said, nah, not really. What's playing? I said, a lot of people said this Marty Supreme movie's supposed to be really good. They're saying Timothée Chalamet's the front runner, the odds-on favorite for Best Actor. And she said, oh, you know what? What about No Other Choice? And I said, that one sounds good too. Let's go see that. I'll see Marty. Don't even worry. It's coming to premium video on demand like next week or something like that. I'm all about it, bro. I don't know what any of this stuff does. I know we've been through this before. I don't know what any of that stuff does, so just give me an early stars card. Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't know. Saw some movies. Saw There Will Be Blood. Saw The Ugly Stepsister, the Norwegian movie. That is, well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but... well, listen, I've kind of already... there's not a spoiler in the sense that there's like an incredible twist you won't see coming. But the conceit of the movie, if you know nothing about it going in, is probably better. But that being said, that's why I stopped myself short, because am I like, is this a must-see movie? I think it's pretty okay. I don't think it's a must-see movie. I also can't be trusted for my opinion on the movie, and I'll tell you why. Oh, Bumbo ate my money, so I didn't get to pick up the key because I took too long. For some reason, this happens occasionally. I'm hopeful that other Canadians will be able to back me up on this. Prime Video, maybe because they've like got my last name, which is French Canadian. They think that I am French Canadian. So sometimes I'll go to watch a movie and it'll be dubbed in Quebec French, which is not the way that I want to experience a movie. Not because I have anything against Quebec French, but because I'd rather watch it in its original language. Whatever, just double it, bro. I'd rather watch it in its original language and then have subtitles if possible, but the thing that really sticks in my craw is sometimes the original language of the movie is English, and I only speak English, and then I load up the movie and it's dubbed in French Canadian, and I go like, what are we doing here? That's exactly what happened with The Ugly Stepsister, except the movie is originally in Norwegian. So I started this Norwegian movie, and then I was like, the audio sounds kind of like it's all recorded in a studio and is also French, which it was, and then there were English subtitles. So you might say, NL, are you a subs guy, a dubs guy? Why not both? Sometimes I'm both by accident, but the real answer is I'm a subtitles guy. I mean, I watched No Other Choice, bro. They did not have Chris Pratt playing the role of Munsu in that movie. It was Lee, I forget his name. Lee Byung-hee, something like that. The fella from I Saw the Devil. That's right. I know a little bit about Korean cinema. Then I go and I want to do a little deep dive into the Park Chan-wook movies, because I've seen Decision to Leave, and I loved it, although I think No Other Choice is even better. And I've seen Old Boy, and Old Boy, of course, is kind of like, it's not a secret, but is insanely good. So I wanted to watch The Handmaiden. Ain't available on Canadian services. What are we doing here, y'all? That's Kino. Maybe I gotta get the Criterion Collection channel or something, I don't know. But yes, also watched There Will Be Blood, incredible movie. Also watched Ugly Stepsister, it's alright. And working my way through half an episode at dinner when we get the chance, a little bit more Culinary Class Wars. Pretty good show by Netflix standards, which is actually insulting. It's a pretty good show by show standards. It's basically There Will Be Blood by Netflix standards these days anyway. So yeah, I'm something of a media maxer myself, is what I'm trying to say. Bro spit out a coin and then ate the coin. Like, do you want me to leave? Is that what's going on here? Justice, may your sins come back to torment you. I think I traded some items. Honestly, I'm going to take this because I think we're going to get a deal with the devil anyway. I think I could be pleased with this. Doesn't this trades like 2 of the items you've picked up to give you 2 new pedestals or something like that? Getting Binky seems big. I don't really know what we gave up, but getting Binky seems kind of awesome. Anyway, so what's up with you? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Everything else pretty normal, bro. I'm pretty excited to be in February. Pretty excited that today marks the 1-week anniversary of me getting laser hair removal on my back, which means if the procedure took, some of the hair on my back should start falling out in like 10 days, which is going to be nice. You do have to repeat it many times to get it to like permanently take, but still. Trust me, I'm willing to go through the rigmarole for this one. Huge Spirit Heart. W Spirit Heart in chat, please. But apart from that, not much going on, man. Canucks still suck, which is awesome. Bike's still going great. Still watching movies. What are the other topics of conversation that come up? Chicken potatoes still doing numbers for me. Still enjoying the chicken and potato. Although I will say, Kate got sushi for lunch today. So I ran upstairs with the chicken and potato. Why not, man? Let's see what happens. I ran upstairs with the chicken and potato Tupperware ready to reheat it, and then I saw a little sushi for myself on the counter, and I went, you know what? Even better. The chicken potato will keep. The sushi, you want to eat that right away. It is... take it from someone who we get our fair share of sushi. My wife doesn't always have a huge appetite. I don't really know what the meta is on keeping sushi in the fridge, but it never tastes the same, man. They need to invent like a recolder. They already have an air fryer or a microwave to reheat food, depending on whether you want it fast or good. Go ahead and take it, bro. That's why I got you. And to be clear, by the way, I'm not a microwave snob. I usually want it fast. Don't get me wrong, like, if you got all the time in the world, the air fryer can be a nice treat for reheating food, but sometimes with chicken potato, I put it on sensor reheat setting 1 and just, you know, we're good to go. Don't stop till you're numb, buddy. Definitely should have gotten the chest. Huge. But the sushi, it just never, the rice gets hard. You're always a little bit concerned if it had raw fish, that, like, how long was the fish out? I remember one time I got mussels as like an entree. Huge. And then I only ate like half of them, and I was like, can I take these home? And then the server went to get her manager. I was only like 19 at the time, so honestly I think they were trying to keep me from like accidentally giving myself foodborne illness, which it's nice to have someone like that in your corner, to be honest. Given that many years later I would, sources call it contracting the worst case of salmonella and campylobacter that have ever been seen. The types of infections very rare to encounter in the first world, apparently. But either way, they eventually let me have them, but she was like, promise me you're gonna eat them like before lunch tomorrow. She scared me so much I never ate the leftover mussels, man. We definitely grabbed this. I can stand to fly. Sorry to whoever sang I'm Not Superman, or It's Not Easy Superman song. I think it's 5 for fighting. But I can stand to fly. I am that naive. If we watch our health, everything else should kind of come out in the wash on this one. I think we're going to be okay. Do. He's already eaten that, right? Oh, there's nothing to eat, bro. We did one extra room for no reason, which would really vindicate me if you dropped like a spirit heart. That would really hit the spot, bro. I can live with that. Yeah, anyway. I don't think you should keep your sushi in the fridge. That's on and it's a short list. That's on the short list of foods where I think if... I wanted the red chest. If you don't eat it, like, right when you order it, it's pretty much gone. So another food that people push back on this, I don't think you should put McDonald's fries in the fridge. But ever since the invention or the popularization of the air fryer, did you see that freaking dodge? Whatever, we take those. People push back on that a little bit and go, nah, you L for that one, Unk. L for that one. You just pop them in the air fryer and it goes perfectly. But like, for me, it's more like, and not to vice signal here, you might take this as vice signaling, but I promise that it's not. I don't think I've ever been in a position to have like leftover McDonald's French fries. I kind of just like, I'm not saying this should be the way that the situation goes necessarily, but like they don't make it to the trash can. Let's put it that way. You can always eat just a couple more. And there's, I mean, I guess if you're eating like 2 other people's leftovers, it might be a different story, but it's not a problem for a beast like me, let's put it that way. Now chicken potato, almost, may I say, almost better out the fridge than cooked and eaten right away. Now don't hold me to that, but I look forward to it every day. You know what they say? They say hunger's the best seasoning, bro. And from a guy who eats breakfast at 7:45 a.m. and then eats lunch, oh my god, I can fly. How long have I been able to fly and not actually taken advantage of it? From a guy who eats breakfast at 7:45 and then eats lunch at 2 p.m., it's, if anything, the food sometimes a little bit over-seasoned, if I'm being honest with you. You're trolling me. Oh my god, you're trolling me. Whatever, I want it all. Mogged. Do I still... Yeah, I think I still want Bloody Penny. Bloody... Isn't that the name of James Bond's side piece? Sorry, I'm trying to be as offensive as possible by putting all phenomenon into Gen Z parlance. Which is not to say that Gen Z parlance is innately stupid. Lord knows, you know, millennials, we have our own share of sus vernacular. Trying to find a way to make it work. And if you don't think that we do, tell me why I'm watching the Amy Adams movie, Night B-Word. I'm gonna censor it for YouTube, even though it's the title of it, so I shouldn't censor it because it's not a bad word in the sense that it's the title. Either way, tell me why I'm watching this movie with Amy Adams, who I believe has won an Oscar for her acting, and we got her saying, "What fresh hell awaits me." You can't, that's it, the most millennial line that's ever existed. To wake up and go, "What fresh hell awaits me." I was like, they can't be having Amy Adams do that, man. Anne Hathaway, maybe, but not my Amy. Not Purse Girl from episode 6, season 1 of The Office, bro. It's easy to remember because there's only 6 episodes in the first season, and the Purse episode is the last one. Nice shot, nice shot. I'll give you some credit on that shot. Definitely don't care about Goathead. I mean, we're in a little deep on this, but I think you still take Succubus. And maybe we're being a little bit too risky, but some of these are items that are just like, if you've got enough HP, it's almost non-negotiable. The only thing is, do we have enough HP? I guess there's nothing to it but to do it, man. Tinted Rock, very important. Help me, I got hit! I lost my bone heart, bro. After all that, I lost my bone heart. Embarrassing. Okay, I think we should switch to being very defensively minded. Empress, we don't really care. That we... Oh, I need that, I need that, I need that. I was hoping to get some hearts out of that. Hearts out of this is pretty good. I mean, like, my dream, for sure, is that Demon Baby pays out with, like, I don't know, maybe even 9 lives or something like that. Oh my god, I didn't even think about abusing invincibility! This actually might be easy, bro. Although, technically, I did lose, like, a full HP upgrade on the first room on this floor. I've forgotten about all these, like, important mechanics. It's so embarrassing. Definitely keep Empress over Fool. This one, it might test our metal a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's definitely a reroll. Okay, hear me out. Did the song just say Tua? I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm pretty sure the song just said Tua. Can we just get a check on that? They must be a huge Haley Welch or Miami Dolphins fan. It'll loop back around. See, I'd never noticed this before because I didn't know the significance of the word Tua before, but now that I've put it next to Hawk, I mean, the rest is history, bro. Hawk Tua 6-7, memes that will never die. I'm all in. I'm still building my position in 6-7. I honestly think if you're going to sell, you sell at 2066. And you're going to say, why not 2067? Bro, buy the rumor, sell the news. We make this look easy. Hold on this. I don't know, I guess it's because I played a whole bunch of Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator today. So I'm just saying buy, sell, hodl. I'm making allusions to financial markets that are simulated in the video game. I'm looking at it through that lens. Can I be honest with you? I don't even care to go back and re-roll the pills. If I had a Fool card, I would have done it. But I don't. Oh, wow! Sorry, I kind of went chimp mode there. My dream here is just save your... I can handle that. Save your... reroll till the next floor. So that we don't have to do any bonus rooms, and the reroll will probably matter more. Huge. On the 4 chests than on anything else. Judgment gets placed. Devil, High Priestess, Fool, the Devil. Empress card I think I got my play. I think I got my play and I'm feeling pretty good. First off, you're going to give me an HP upgrade at some point, unless you blow yourself up. Using leverage. Huge. That might as well be an HP upgrade considering where we're at in the game. That's honestly begging for a reroll, but I don't know if I can spare it right now. You pop Empress right here, bring Stars and Devil to the next floor. Stars to hopefully teleport you closer to the boss room. Devil, of course, to make the boss fight as easy as possible. These strategies may be old, but they're new to me, even though some of them I, you know, utilized years ago. They're new to me because they're so old to me that they're antediluvian. That's right, before the flood type stuff, man. The flood, of course, could be many things. Could be that They Might Be Giants album. Could be that Noah stuff that I don't know anything about. I haven't seen the movie. Need to do my Darren Aronofsky retrospective at some point. Could also be the They Might Be Giants album, which I'm going to say came out maybe like 1991. I think I already did that part. Or and this is a big one, could also be up to the, and including the first part of the mission Assault on the Control Room from Halo 1. So it's like everything before about halfway through that mission does not have the flood in it, and thus makes it antediluvian. Okay, we take that, everything else sucks, re-roll them. Scatter bombs, sad bombs kind of work together, otherwise a little bit of a disappointing haul. And that let us skip one room, potentially. Or it might have placed us one room in the wrong direction. Whatever, we ball. Sorry, it's taking a little brain power here to sort this one out. It took us one room in the wrong direction, I'm afraid. But you know what? Worth. For some reason that I can't quantify, that's worth. How did we not get hit there, man? Give me a key just in case. Although, actually, the bombs are probably worth a lot more at this point. Either way, it's probably not that relevant to the overall situation, I would say. Most of this stuff probably won't matter. 6-7, 6-7, bro! How did they know? First they had Tua, now they got 6-7 in the game? Nah, Ed, you crazy for that one. They were ahead of the dang curve, man. What are the lottery numbers this week? Know what I'm talking about? Y'all? Yes, sir. Give me a bomb. I'm hoping it's this way. Actually became kind of an insanely good run. Oh my god, it's over. The floor is so short. Well, one thing's for certain. We have to at least use one. Oh my god, it's lagging my computer. My computer is like brand new, essentially, and pretty good. Like, that's... What the heck are you calculating there? What is going on, man? Get me out of here. Great run, though. I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed watching as well. For now, thanks for watching. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And I'll see you next time when we go for the double digits, man. See you then.